Hello guys and welcome back to another video. It's been a little while, hasn't it? Yeah, it's been a little while. I think the last video I did was potentially the RB Night game back in October. Even though we were in lockdown in November, come out of lockdown in December, but the football didn't resume. Sadly, I'm very small now. Right, yeah, the football didn't resume in December, and then went back into another lockdown in January. Which is all well and good so far. It's February the 5th today. So yeah, we should have been playing, I think it was Billwood at home against Oxford tomorrow. But that night I'm still in lockdown. For only the elite game playing. So yeah, I've put that on my Instagram so I actually get more active again, get uploading again. I haven't been uploading for a little while. Thanks to Leo, Needham and TV, whatever they're called now. I'll link the channel in the description. He gave the idea of talking about how I think the season should end, because I've been quite open with this on Twitter about how I think the season should end. Me and my grandpa both had a big discussion about where his house, and yeah, personally we think there is no other way other than like to null and void it all, because I mean, the season's due to finish end of May. I don't know if there's any rules regarding this playing later than that. I think it's end of May, it might be early May. I think it's mid-May actually. We've played 7 league games, and so we still have, I think it's 35 league games to play in like 10 weeks, 15 weeks. It's something like we'd be playing 2-3 games a week. We potentially having to play Saturday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday between now and the end of the season to fit a season in, due to our cup run in the FA Cup as well. Which obviously, you know, we got to the first round of the FA Cup. Sadly, a lot of you know we lost to Canby Island in the first round, but it was a good experience getting there. So yeah, that was obviously our last game, was at home to Canby Island in the FA Cup. So yeah, we actually hasn't played a game since November the 7th, as you can see. And if you see on my shirt, I've got my FA Cup shirt on today. Why not? So yeah, anyway, I've personally got on to the video now, which is how I think the season should end. So I personally think we should null and void the season, but just because I don't think there's any way we can finish a season, because the players obviously also work as well, so we can't play games often. We need to think of players' health, fitness. Obviously if a player is playing 2-3 times a week, there's also going to be an increased chance of injuries, and obviously if they get injured playing football, they can't also do their day job. I think it's something we've got to remember, is these players have day jobs which they need to go and do. So they'll need to go and be able to still go to work. If one of them gets injured, like, I don't know, a torn hamstring, they're going to be not able to earn anything for a few weeks while that heals up potentially. So I think personally we should null and void. Potentially, if there is time, we could do a tournament. I can't remember the groups offhand that I suggested, but I know me and my grandma sat down and worked out groups. Let me go pause it. I'll find them out now. Right, so I'm back. Sorry about notification. Let me turn my phone on to silent. I've got my other phone with me. It's got my Twitter on. So I'll just read out what I put on Twitter in it. So I put, how me and my grandma finished the 2021 Southern League Premier Division Central season, if the season can continue in March, which is looking less likely by the fact that I can't go to school until March. So we just should end the league now as it is now, and sadly we don't see a fair way promotion and relegation can take place. I believe no movement should take place. What I believe could be done is split the league into 3 based on geography and how far teams would have to travel, with 2 groups of 7 teams and 1 group of 8 teams. This will potentially create more local derbies, getting fans out watching games, with away fans not having to travel too far. We come up with these 3 groups in about 5 minutes based off the way we roughly group the teams in the Southern League Premier Division Central. So Group 1, which is basically our Eastern group, like it's the teams to the east. So we've put Needham Market, Lowestoft Town, Leiston, Royston Town, Hitchin, Biggleswade and St Ives Town. So we've basically there grouped the 3 Suffolk teams with the 4 like Cambridge area teams there are and Hertfordshire based teams. That is one group of 7. Then the second group is our like southern, almost South Midlands group, which is Peterborough Sports, AFC Russian and Diamond, Kings Langley, Stratford Town, Banbury United, Redditch and Alpha Church. And then the third group, which we decided would be the group of 8 teams, would be your Birmingham, as we call them, clubs. The clubs in and around Birmingham, with the exception of Redditch and Alpha Church, which are more close to, we basically did it close to Banbury, geographic to where we are in Banbury and Bicester where I live. So that's where Redditch and Alpha Church, because like you can get there like 45 minutes from Banbury. I think it is like an hour for us in Bicester. Anyway, group 3, we thought would be Nuneaton, Barwell, Starbridge, Bromsgrove Sporting, Hensford Town, Rushall Olympic, Tamworth and Colville. Colville having a little travel there, but it's not far from like Nuneaton and Barwell, just up the motorway into Leicestershire. But it's the group they'd have the least travelling in. So that was the way we thought would help keep clubs afloat, should bring money in, get some competitive football in without playing a season. I know this probably upset Colville and Needham Market fans, but I don't think there can be any fair way of promotion, because you can't merge. I know one of the suggestions was merging the 2 seasons together, so last season's null and voided season and the start of this season. But with non-league football, the turnover of players could be so large. I mean, those of you know, Nuneaton Borough, I think they brought in a whole new squad for the start of this season, with 2 ex-Banbury players, Ravi Shamsi and Claudia Diaz, making their way up to Liberty Way. So if they're near the top, they've got a complete new squad of players in this year, so how can you merge it? Also, you could have still had all of the top teams from last season left to play, like Bromsgrove, Peterborough Sports, potentially Banbury United, when we were at the top, just chasing on to the playoffs last season. This was a kid outside, don't know what he's doing. You could have them not played them, and then played the likes of Redditch, Lowestoft, Leiston, and the teams at the bottom this season. And then you're going to pick up more points by playing teams at the bottom. However, a team in mid-table last year, like potentially Banbury United, who had an easier run-in at the end of last season, didn't get played. Like, we played Colville and Needham Market already in our first 7 games. We played the 2 teams top of the league. One went better than the other. Needham Market, obviously, we drew 1-1. We won't mention Colville. For those who don't know, we lost 6-1. Our goalkeeper got sent off, which was marvellous. We didn't have them to play. Potentially, we could have had an easier run in and then potentially miss out on promotion. So I don't think we can promote. I think it should be null and voided, because we've played 7 games. You cannot do points per game. We have a view that you need to play at least 50% of the games before null and void could work. Which way, if they were going to null and void, they'd have had to have null and void. And if they're going to have points per game, they'd have had to have points per game last season, because we were a lot. I think we played 30 odd games of last season, so that would have made more sense. The fact they null and voided a season which we played 3/4 of, they're not gonna points per game a season with 7 games played. It can't happen. I mean, as everyone says, you don't take the league table seriously until you're 10 games in. Well, we haven't played 10 games, so how can you do points per game on that logic? That's my views on how the Southern League finished. I've got a couple of potential suggestions as well, so I'd love to hear your thoughts on this in the comments. I'm thinking of starting another channel up, and doing uploading I play a lot of competitive pro clubs on Xbox, different pro clubs leagues, whether they're use Discord or websites. So I'm not that busy at the minute, but I was thinking potentially I could upload highlights from them onto another channel, or do some career mode stuff, just do some FIFA, some Rocket League potentially videos. Probably FIFA would be a lot easier. If you'd like to see that, let me know. Also, if you've got any more suggestions for this channel regarding Bamber United, non-league football in general. That's my phone died, brilliant. My other phone, don't worry. If you've got any suggestions for this channel, then let me know and I'll be sure to try and see what I can do. But it should going to be a long summer, so I can potentially do Oxford United match reactions, but I know there's a few other people do that. Seeing as they're the team I currently watch home games of on iFollow. You use my mum's season ticket, she gets free iFollow, so I watch the Oxford United home games. So I can potentially do videos regarding them. But other than that, yeah, I think I'm not sure really what to do until hopefully we can get back to football as soon as for July, potentially for a pre-season. So if you have enjoyed this video, please make sure to drop a like. I think we're like 10, 11 subscribers off 100. So can we try and hit that for the return of the like 4 months? I know it's brilliant. Anyway, if you have enjoyed, remember, please just drop a like. Let me know your thoughts on those suggestions and if you've got any video ideas that you'd like me to try and do. And I will speak to you in the next one.